When I started learning Spanish in 2012, the idea was to go to Spain, watch football matches in Madrid and Barcelona, talk to local people in Spanish, and that's it. The idea was never to have a career in Spanish, and having a job was not even on the priority list. I started learning Spanish because I was attracted by the language and I loved Spanish football. And the other option that I had was to do law. And if you ask a 17-year-old boy which one is more attractive, I think most of them would say Spanish language. And that's how I started. But with time, I realized that not everybody would have the same reason or motivation. And today in this video, I will tell you what are the career options after learning a language. I have always said one thing in the past: if the sole purpose for learning a language is to make money or to have a job, then it is a recipe for disaster because there are high chances that you will quit after the basic level. So, whenever you start learning a language, make sure that you have one good enough reason besides money to learn it, and that reason could be as silly as watching TV series or movies without the subtitles, listening to music in that language, or traveling. I have divided the career options into four parts and I will start with the most common one: MNC. Once you have finished your graduation in a language or have obtained your certificate, the most viable option you have is to join a MNC. There are many multinational corporations that have set up their offices across India and are always looking for language experts. What sort of work you will have or what sort of a company that will hire you, it all depends on the language that you have learned. There are companies that are looking for language experts of various languages, and on the other hand, there are companies that only require language experts in a certain language. These are your permanent jobs in the corporate sector, and you join as a language expert. But with time, as you grow in the organization, you lose touch with that language because as you go up in the hierarchy, you don't need that language anymore. The second option that you have is to join an embassy or a cultural center. When I started learning Spanish, I always wanted to work at the Spanish embassy, and there are opportunities to work there, not just at the Spanish embassy but other embassies that speak Spanish. And depending on the language that you have learned, you can work at the embassy or at the cultural center, for example, at Max Miller, Allianz, or Cervantes for that matter. One thing you have to keep in mind is that if you want to work at the embassy or at the cultural center, they require an official certificate in that language. For example, in case of Spanish, you need a DELE B2 if you want to work at the Spanish embassy or at Instituto Cervantes. So, a degree or a certificate from a university will not be taken into consideration. After exploring their options, many people start teaching the language, and it is a great option. In 2017, I was lucky enough to teach at Amity University, Noida. You can teach at a university, you can teach at a school, at a private institute, or you can give private classes. To teach at a university, you would require a master's degree in that language. I was lucky enough to teach at Amity because I had a DELE B2. To teach at a school, it depends. Certain schools, they only ask for a graduation degree in that language, and there are certain schools that would ask for a master's degree. So depends where are you applying. To teach at a private institute, for example at Instituto Cervantes or Instituto Hispania, you would require a DELE C1 with teaching experience because the teaching level is a little higher there. And finally, if you want to give private classes, there is no criteria. Anybody can teach the language. But one thing I want to add here is, before giving private classes to somebody, make sure your concepts are clear. Freelance involves a variety of jobs, and the most common ones are to work as a translator or as an interpreter. In translation, you get projects where you have to translate certain documents and books in a different language. And in interpretation, at times there are businesses and governments that would invite certain people that do not speak the local language or even English. And in these situations, an interpreter would come into play. As I have mentioned many times on this channel that I am a very big football fan, and I have got opportunities where I have done interpretation for football players that come from South America to play in the Hero I League. There is one downside to freelance, and that is it is not a permanent job. At times you don't get work for months. So my recommendation would be, find a permanent job and take these things as your side hustle. In the end, I just want to say one thing. Don't take the same path as I took. Study whatever you want to and learn language on the side, because the combination of what you have studied and a language will give you more benefits and will also save you a lot of time. One great thing about learning a language is you have no idea what opportunities are out there. So make the best of it. I hope the video was useful and you can take something away from it. So till the next one. Adios. So guys, if you're enjoying the videos, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you.